So, it's me, your little boy, K. Samson. So, I have this message to give us today, particularly. I have never done video like this, and I believe that I ought not to do it, but let me do it and save many men up there, because each of us today we have sisters, and each of our sisters have brothers. If you don't have brother, you have cousins. If you don't have cousins, you have nephews. So my advice to all men today is not to get married. Yes, when I mean not to get married, I'm not talking about traditional marriage. I'm talking about what court marriage. Yes, I know what I'm saying. Many of you will not understand. You know what I'm saying? Because we are living in a world where government are taking over, and many people are not yet with open eye. Many people have not yet to discover this. Believe me, help me to share this to your brothers, to your cousins, to your nephews. Don't get married. You get why? Follow me on my relationship coach instantly, please, so that we can save men up there, we can save women up there. Because the truth is this: if your brother is suffering, you as a woman, you are also suffering. Because if today now your brothers or your cousins, they're involved in wrong marriage, and everything about them destroyed, maybe their house, the building, he lost everything. You are part of the what of the lost. Because if your brothers is gaining, you too is gaining. If your brother is going higher, you too is going higher. So the truth is this: don't do what, don't don't come to that point where you made up your mind to sign a document. You can marry, but don't get married. Don't involve in marriage, but you can marry. When I mean you can marry, when marriage was marriage, all this type of book that they will give you paper to write bullshit, they'll tell you to sign. Listen, a woman who truly love you will never sign this thing. Think about Kanye West right now, the richest black man on planet. What is going on? How much do you think that they asked him to be paying? And that is what they have already calculated before 10 years. Because I'm sure that his children now, many of them are like, one was 10 years, the other one, I'm sure something like 10 years, the other one was 4 years, 6 years. They are three, almost 200,000 US dollar. If I'm not wrong, think about it. In 10 years, he keep paying this money. Where he will be. So that is why you should not get married, because government are using this means to punish and destroy marriages. You will not understand this until it gets to you. So I'm urging all men up there never to involve in marriage. You can have a woman, go to their parents, ask them what do they require, what you should pay, like the way Africans used to do. You know what I'm saying? Ask them, what do you want? What can I pay? They will give you list, you pay, then forget about court. You know what I'm saying? Because today, women are using this mist as a business. Yes, believe me, you may not like this. Because today now, if you divorce a woman, they will give you, whether the woman have children or the woman don't have children, there must be something you must be you must have something that you will divide. This is what my master tell me. He says, Samson, be careful of women, because I have made a mistake. Believe me. Why am I saying this? Because many of our youth are running into marriages without being aware of what they are moving into, without being aware where they are going, because you are going a joining of no return. And if you venture try to return, it become a mistake. So don't involve yourself in something that will damage you. Yes, I know that many people will say, does that mean many women up there, many of them are not right, or many of them are not good? Yes, few men will do what? We meet the right woman. Just believe me, few men will actually meet the right woman. Don't let woman tell you, if you don't love me, if you truly love me, you need to take me to court. Ask her to go and marry her parents. Ask her to go and marry her mom, her dad. It's not a cause. I'm sorry for saying it like that. Because a woman who truly loves you will not allow you to sign all these documents, because they have a plan ahead of that marriage. You may not be aware. Yes, you lady that is watching me, you have a brother. You lady that is planning to do this, you have a brother. Think about it. If you turn to your brother, he turn to his turn, what will be your own feeling towards it? So the truth is this. Don't involve in marriage. I'm not saying you should not marry, no, but don't involve a marriage that goes with what lawyers court, because they are using this means to destroy men. That is why men are no longer living long anymore. That is why now, if you go to part of Africa, mostly, sorry for saying the truth, if you go to Benin, in my country, Nigeria, you will see that 85% of the houses there are what? Are landladies. Yes, believe me. Why? Because the men keep dying young. Why the women keep living? Why? It's not because they did evil, they do that. Because many of them have already signed that paper. Heart attack. Because a man who signed this paper and the woman can start to misbehave, do anyhow. You will also be bearing it. And that is why a lot of men are dying with what? High blood pressure. Too much this, too much that. There are this, there are that. Why? Because many things that they can't tell you. There are many things that men cannot tell you that they are going through. It's only women that will come to social media and be shouting. But the truth is this, don't involve yourself in marriage, because it will destroy you totally. Think about, if you people have not watched about Kanye West's story right now, go and search it. What he is going through. Not only many wealthy men. Many of them are paying a huge money because of marriage of what before. Marriage that they do used to say better for what? For once. Whether it's good is bad, you and your man must surely do what? Manage it. So my brothers, my sisters, mostly my brothers, don't involve in that marriage. That marriage that they will tell you to sign paper, because they are trying to destroy you in 10 to 15 years to come. Believe me. Because if that woman, the moment that woman signed that book, you signed that book, she will not just divorce you in period of 10 years. In period of 5 years, 2 years. Once it's like close to 15 years, 10 years, you start to see her behavior, because she know that you are getting old, and most of women don't want to hang around with you. Then they will try by all means to make sure they create a problem that will lead to divorce. You will be paying them, and they will be using that money to sponsor other young guys. Yes, believe me. I've seen a lot of women who are like, who are matured, who come truly to approach me. Even till now, when I was in school. Yes, believe me. I'm not lying to you. This is video that the world will watch. But why am I saying this? Be careful, men. Be careful so that you can live long. You can see the enjoyment. I called my parents one day. I said, the truth is this. You guys enjoy marriage, because the marriage of today is just like where you are trying to where you are trying to invest on a prodigal son. Because the moment you do you sign that paper, all your hustle, everything you have been doing since the beginning of your starting, everything you have been investing, even before you meet her, all of them, they will divide them in accurately. She will take half, you will take half. And you got to understand that she will be using that money, not only if peradventure they will use that money on your child or your children, that would be totally different. But this type of categories of modern women will start to use it to sponsor other guys. They will leave your children. They will not even care. They will not give them the appropriate training. They will not give them the caring. They will not even care whether they exist. Some will abandon them because of the fresh ones that they have within them. So my brothers, my brothers, be careful of today marriage. Don't be that person that a woman will just come and be telling you, if you love me, you need to sign this paper. Do tradition. That is why you see a lot of musicians today, a lot of artists today. Many of them don't want to do involved in marriage. Not that they don't have the money to marry, because they know that all the whole night, all their struggle in the night, many of them sleep only 4 hours every day. Some of them sleep 3 hours every day before they start to make it. Some of them sleep even 2 hours some certain days just because they want to make it. Then if the moment they sign that paper, then all this their hustling in their youth will become what we turn to what liability or profit or loss account. Because the moment they divide it, the woman will carry part and he himself will start from middle again before he gets to where he is. So my brothers and sisters, the truth is this: don't involve yourself in marriage. I see a lot of my African brothers here in Europe who said, if you marry a woman, because you can use people, you can use this to help you, this way you sign people in the community. My brother, my sister, if a woman loves you, you can just have children with her. Anytime you get people, you can go to Africa and do the tradition. And even your brothers there can do the tradition without problem. You know what I'm saying? So don't involve in a marriage that go with court or paper. It will destroy you in future to come. Mark my word, it will. Because most of ladies today, they are not interested in you. They are interested in your property and your money. Remain blessed.